with me. Truly, the Lord was with me in everything and was exactly everything I needed Him to be. If there's one name that the Lord has been so real and so consistent to me for 5 years up to this day, it is Jehovah Jireh, my provider. I first attested to this 1 week after I decided to part ways with the father of my child. Left with a newborn to attend to, but with no money, no income, and barely any chance of going back to work anytime soon. I cried out to the Lord asking for a way to augment what little savings I had left. One day on that first week, the Lord whispered to me ever so clearly that it was time for me to make money or make a business out of my expensive hobby of home baking. And truly, if the Lord tells you what to do, He will lead you, equip you, enable you, and tell you exactly how to carry out His plan. In September 9, 2011, I sold my first box of brownies to my Lola's amiga. The Lord has been the CEO of my business for 5 years now, while I am simply the COO, or the child of owner, simply doing what I am told by my boss. I have no background in business, and for baking, I did not attend culinary school. I just learned from books. But truly, God is faithful. He says in Matthew 6:33, "Seek first my kingdom and all my righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you." And that's exactly what I did. My business, with God's leading, has prompted me to reach out and enable many women, adolescents, and housewives alike to earn as resellers of the cookies I was selling to help augment their family income. At one point, I had 15 resellers from all over the country. I also supplied 6 cafes with pastries, and most recently, I acquired a motorcycle and finally hired a delivery man/driver, who's with me now, who's so faithful, to cater directly to my customers anywhere in Metro Manila. Any business decision, from pricing to expansion, I always seek the big boss first. And truly, He has been nothing but faithful to bless me and my family. Not only did the Lord provide for my family through my humble home-based baking business, but He also made a way for a showbiz comeback unlike no other. Hindi po ako superstar. Never po ako naging bida ng teleserye. But I am happy with the number of variations of roles entrusted to me by GMA in the past 4 years. Not only that, I am also privileged to co-host a weekly cooking show alongside Chef Boy Lagro when I am not even a chef. Alam niyo ho, nagsimula ako sa idol sa kusina, hindi ako marunong magluto. Hindi ako marunong magluto. Hindi ko kaya magprito, hindi ko kaya magsamputsa, hindi ako marunong magluto. All by God's grace. And although once upon a time, a talent manager told me to never expect to get any endorsements for my daughter and I because of my situation. Babaeng may anak at hindi naman kasal. But guess what? A month after that person's statement, my daughter and I had our very first endorsement pictorial. It was for the Lord. It was for CBN Asia Superbook. And I believe our photographer, si Sir Ed, goes to this church, and he was the one who invited me to go here. And today, my daughter and I are ambassadors for Nido, Jollibee, and Marcel Grant Staffers. Johnson's to name a few. Brands that are very family-oriented, and particular about the background of the people they get to endorse their brand. Truly, with our God, nothing is impossible. He is in the business, hindi ko makita sa luha. He is in the business of making the impossible possible. All I had to do was surrender and put my complete faith and trust in God alone. Through my 5.5-year journey as a solo Christian parent, Jesus has been my sustainer, my security, and my satisfaction. He has been faithful to provide for all our needs, even our wants. He has comforted me and secured me that come what may, I will be okay, for I am His. If I previously looked to men to fill a big lack in my life, now I no longer feel any void because Jesus is the only person who can be everything to me and you.
Yes.
In my quiet times with the Lord, I often ask Him, Lord, why am I where I am? What on earth am I here for? Natanong niyo ba yun sa sarili niyo at ready po ako? Salamat po. Natanong niyo ba sa mga sarili niyo, bakit ba ako nandito? Ano bang silbi ko sa mundong ito? Ba't mabuhay pa ako? Diba, lagi yung, isa yun sa mga lagi natin tinatanong, especially pagka nahihirapan tayo, ba't ba nandito pa ako, Lord? Kunin mo na lang ako. Diba? In my quiet times, I would ask Him that, Lord, what am I here for? And the answer came to me February of this year, while I was on an inspirational talk for teenagers. He whispered to me, I made you a television personality. I put you in the limelight so that you can point where the true light is. I gave you the gift of speaking and made you a host so that you will acquire and polish the skill to share me effectively and give a testimony of my work in your life with clarity and impact to your audience. I put you in a literal position of influence as an online influencer so that you can make me known to your 300,000 followers daily using your social media accounts. And it is also of no accident that I made you into a baker so that you can teach people that man does not live on bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. I gifted you with a talent in kneading or pagmamasa so that you can use it to show people the need for the bread of life to truly sustain them. And finally, I want you to know that I orchestrated every detail of your life, including your fall, so that after 22 years, you can finally come home to me. I made you to be a single parent so that you can experience the fullness of my being a father, both to you and your daughter. Now it makes sense. The Lord made me hit rock bottom so hard so that I will really have nowhere to look and go but up. Just like Job, He allowed me to suffer so that my pain may be used as a powerful testimony of how our Father is the Father of all, who loves you unconditionally, who is always faithful, who is a present help, who will always forgive and accept you and bless you even when you fail Him. In Him, there is no shame. No person so bad, no past so ugly that He cannot change. In Him, we can always start anew because we are a new creation. Our God is a God who forgives, heals, and restores what is lost and broken. God put me through pain so that He alone can comfort me, and so I can comfort others with the same affliction, with the same comfort the Lord has provided me. The moment I decided to surrender my life to Jesus, I understood that all things work out for our good, regardless whether they make sense at that time or not. The moment I embraced that my being a parent, regardless of the circumstance the Lord used to make me one, is a calling. And when you are called, you know that parenting is your number one priority, next to Him, of course. In the Solo Parents Retreat that I attended 2 weeks ago, the Lord reassured me that I need not to play two roles as a mother, the nurturer, and father, the provider. He reminded me in the words, "You be the mother. You let me be the father. Let me take care of you." So that is also His message to all the single mothers out there. You just focus being the mother. Let the Father, our Father, take care of you and your child and your family. And God is faithful. Thank you, Jesus. How comforting it is to receive those words from you. Today, may I remind you that the Lord is the same yesterday, today, and forever. If He was faithful before, He will continue to be so. If He took care of you before, He will take care of you tomorrow. We need not fear because our future is in the hands of the all-knowing, all-powerful, all-sufficient God. Please pray for me that I will never stumble and I will continue to offer my life to the Lord and my child's life. Please pray that the Lord will continue to use me, my story, my pain, and victories in Him to bring more people to Him. Salamat, Panginoon. Ang lahat ng ito ay dahil sa iyo at para sa iyo. All glory and praises to you, Lord.